Hey everyone, I just said I would give you a quick run through of the new updated SEP yearly planner for 22-23. I know pre-orders are available from 6 p.m. tonight, so just want to give you a little look into what you're going to be getting this year. So I suppose first of all, the cover has been refreshed. This year, I suppose, I did ask for a lot of feedback on this, and thank you to everyone who voted on this for me. And I suppose I was kind of leaning towards the hardback myself. So it is going to be hardback this year. And I just felt, when I was in meetings, even though my softbound cover held up really well this year, definitely the hardback when you're in meetings, and we're spread out, you might not have access to a table. It's just handy for writing. So I'm really excited as soon as I get one in my hand, I will come back on and show you that. So it's going to be hardback this year with the coil bind as usual. And I'll just bring you in there now. So your contact info, you have your contents, again, 4 main sections like last year, your overview calendar. We're into our caseload, so you have 2 pages for school support plus. You may not need those, but look, they're there if you need them. You have literacy school support, numeracy school support, 2 pages of that, and then other school support. If you're working on different things, you might be doing movement breaks, you could be doing emotional well-being, any variety of things in addition to the others. You've got a space there. You can use post-its on this because it could change termly, so it's up to yourself how you want to work that. You're into the diary then. So like last year, I got lovely feedback on this for the Minding You section. It's just, I suppose it's a tough job, and I think it's important that we just take a bit of time and that there's that visual reminder each week to just try and do something for yourself and mind yourself, okay? This is a new edition this year, the yearly goals. So for each month, you might just pop down, it could be professional or personal or both, one thing that you might try and focus on. And, it might be in relation to self-care, but it can be in relation to whatever you think you need yourself personally. Okay, so there's a little space for that. We're into the timetables then. I know last year I didn't fill this in. I would do mine up on Word, and because as we know, they can change like weekly. So I would just print out mine on Word and stick it in, and I overlay it then each time. So there's just 1 page for the timetable there. We're into so at the beginning of each month, there is a monthly overview. And then a lot of the layout is the same. I have changed some of the font. That was something that was mentioned. So I've simplified the font here. A lot of people will be asking, what are LOAs? So LOAs are log of actions. So anything noteworthy that's coming up, if you've targets set in the IEP for a particular child, you're working with that child and you're noticing something, or you have a meeting with somebody that needs to be logged this week back into the log of actions, which you might do on Aladdin or whatever your system is in your own school. So that's space for that. So I get asked a lot about that, but this is so useful. I found that using that myself this year. The space up the top here, I know what I write in there when I've yard duty, which yard I'm on. Also, if I have a meeting with somebody, with the education psychologist or whoever it is, I pop that in there as well. And then obviously you've got your pupils absent and your interruptions. This is fantastic because when I'm doing my Kunthis, I can just look back on my interruptions in particular. You're like, looking at, I didn't get to certain kids or certain groups, or I was covering or whatever it was. So it just helps you log it, because I always, you pop it down on a page and then it's gone forever when you need it. So that is the weekly overview there. And then obviously you're Minding You. Really, I suppose we all start out great at the beginning of the year saying, yeah, I'm going to meet my friend for a cuppa, or I'm going to go for a walk, or whatever it is. But just trying to be mindful of that as well for yourself. And that's it. So then the monthly overview stays the same. You have, like, I've put in there CPD as well. So if you've got any webinars or whatever coming up, that you might just jot them down. I actually use this page quite a lot. And even for personal appointments, I would pop those in there as well. So it definitely organizes my life a little bit better. So that's just the same then. So you have September, October, so they're all color coded. So one thing I want to want to mention would be, so all of the I suppose the holidays are marked out, that the standardized holidays are marked out. But I have put in the holidays for this particular year because, as I said, I use my diary. I was job sharing last year, and even on my week off, I would be doing a lot of college work. And even for midterms and stuff, like I would be working, doing bits and pieces. And even for personal appointments, I would just pop them in. So I used mine very much so, both personally and professionally. So I have the option in there. You may not want to use this at all, but it's there for you, included in this year's planner. Okay. So then we're on to December. So again, you'll see we're not in the 22nd, 23rd, but there's space there. We have December, so we have all of that in there. You have your notes pages. January, we're back on the 5th. So it just goes on like that again. We have lovely St. Bridget's Day there, which is lovely. In February, we have our midterm. And then March, we have our timetable for term 3. I have the Easter holidays in there as well, if that's what you want to use it for. All the bank holidays are marked out. And then I suppose I have added in July, 2 pages for July provision as well, as in 2 weeks, so 4 pages for July provision, if that's what you need also. So then meetings. So again, IEP meetings, I got lovely feedback on this. Some people use this a lot, and I know some post-primary set teachers used it also. These are photocopyable, these 2 pages here. So I would just photocopy that and bring it in, write up my few bits for the IEP meetings, parent-teacher meetings. And then you have set team meetings. So I have 4 pages of that. You may not need that. Other professional meetings, so if you're meeting an OT, speech and language therapist, play therapist, anything like that, you might pop those in there. And then we have our Croke Park timetable. Again, you might have yours printed out, you can just stick it over, or you might just jot down, I like to know what we're doing each week. And then you have space for staff meetings or whatever you want there. Additional records, then you have your passwords, very useful this year for me because I'm always, things, I know in our school, our Twinkle password gets updated all the time. So I found that page useful, and it's in the back, it's more discreet. My contact list again for speech and language therapists, just to have it handy. And then a CPD log. So for whatever webinars or whatever you're doing in that, that's very useful as well. And I just changed it, to put the provider and the duration in there. I don't think duration was in there last year, so that's just got a little revamp as well. And then school events, and plenty of note pages at the back. That was another thing mentioned as well. So that's really it. Any questions, you can just email me on primarylinks.ie@gmail.com, and there's absolutely no problem. I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Okay, thanks a million.